If you'd like to see how I turn these men's shirts into this split print or multi-print dress, keep watching. First, I found the middle point at the back of two of the shirts and cut the shirts in half. Sew the shirts together right side spacing. But before sewing the two together, I finished each raw edge to prevent fraying by zigzag stitching the edge and then sewing a straight stitch down the center of the zigzag stitch. I didn't sew all the way down to the bottom of the shirts because I knew I'd be cutting the shirt shorter after sewing the two halves together. I cut the shirt where it fell at my waist. Then shortened the sleeves. So I wanted to take the shirt in. The correct way to do this for the best fit would be to cut off the sleeves, cut new armholes, resize the sleeves, and reattach the sleeves. But I wanted this to be a quick project, so I lined up the back and front armhole and the armpit seams and sewed in the shirt on either side starting from the armpit. I went back and sewed a more curved stitch at the armpit to mimic more of a dolman type sleeve. Then cut off the excess fabric. I zigzag stitched and straight stitched the raw edge. Then top stitch down the center seam. Taking in the shirt this way and not the correct way I mentioned earlier will cause a little bunching in the armpit like this. However, curving the corner at the armpit helps the bunching to fill and appear less noticeable in my opinion. To create the skirt portion of this dress, I cut the third shirt just below the sleeves. Next, I measured in the edges 3.5 inches each according to my waist measurement. I sewed in the two sides on a curve like this, making sure the sides of the skirt angled out enough to fit the widest point of my hips. Then cut off the excess fabric and finish the raw edges with a zigzag stitch and a straight stitch down the center of the zigzag stitch. To attach the skirt to the top portion of the dress, I lined up the two raw edges, right sides facing, and pinned at the side seams and the two ends. The top is a bit longer than the skirt, so I added a pleat to the center fronts just below the pockets and two pleats to the back to match the edge of the top to the edge of the bottom. I sewed the two together. Zigzag stitch the raw edge. Then open the dress and top stitched. Next, I cut these two strips to be the same length and hemmed the sleeve with a double fold as well as the raw edge of the two strips. The buttonholes on one half of the shirt didn't align with two of the buttons on the other half, so I removed those buttons. I added a buttonhole to the top of the skirt portion of the dress and two buttonholes on those two sleeve strips using the buttonhole foot. Then use a sewing pin as a stopper and a seam ripper to rip open the buttonholes. I marked where my buttons should go to align with the buttonholes and sewed the buttons onto the dress. I also ended up taking off the buttons on the sleeves and moving them up higher to finish this dress. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. Bye.